What's up, guys? It's Keefe. You know, a lot of guys have goals, and you're probably one of them if you're watching a channel like this. The problem is we keep pushing for these goals. We got these aspirations, and they feel like they're always out of reach. It feels like we cannot get to them. And this really sucks when you're in the position where you feel like you're personally responsible for your life. And you're like, man, if I could just get out of my own way, then I could probably achieve everything I want. But here's the thing, you can't get rid of yourself. So what you need to do is change yourself into the kind of person that achieves his goals. And in this video, I've got 5 mindsets that are going to help you do exactly that. Now, before we get into that, I made this channel to help men create their ideal lives through self-mastery. So if you're guys out there looking to improve his life in any way, hit that subscribe button and bell icon. I put out new videos every single day to help you create your ideal life. Now let's get into the video. So the first mindset is the process mindset. This has to do with the whole process versus goal orientation. Which one are you focusing on? And the answer is you need to be focused on a process mindset. Thinking about taking consistent actions and being a certain person. This is why I said being versus having. I've talked about the be, do, have concept, which suggests that first you have to be somebody, then you'll do certain actions because you are that person. And then when you do those actions, you get certain results. A lot of guys are very attached to the results they're trying to get. And they feel like if they take their eyes off the results, they won't come. But paradoxically, when you let go of trying to control outcomes and focus simply on being who it is you want to be, the outcomes start to come to you in a way that they would not come if you were preoccupied with strictly the outcome. Because here's what happens. You find yourself in a position where if you're pursuing something that you want, say it's like, I want $25,000 a month, or I want an amazing relationship, or this great body, and you focus on that rather than being the person who has these things, what you're basically saying is the present moment is not acceptable to me. I need to have this thing outside of me because I'm not happy. And what happens when you do this is it wrecks your confidence because you're constantly reinforcing yourself, I'm not where I want to be and this sucks, and you start to blame yourself or you blame society or you feel like a victim, whatever it is, rather than focus on being the correct person, enjoying the things you're doing, and understanding that things are a process. That's why I said right here, do something you love, not for what you want. I wrote that a little funny, but basically what I mean by this is if you're doing something just to get money, it's going to be hard to stay motivated because you're motivated by the thing you want to have. And sure, we all want to have things. You know, I wouldn't put out YouTube videos if I wasn't going to get paid for it. But at the same time, it's like I love doing what I'm doing, so I can get into the process of it. If I decided I wanted to go be a Forex trader or something, I know some guys who do that stuff. It just doesn't appeal to me. If I did that, it would be strictly to try and get money. I wouldn't enjoy it, and therefore I wouldn't do the work. I wouldn't focus on improving my channel because every day I love creating videos and I think about how can I make my channel better? How can I add these different things? When it comes to my coaching program, same thing. How can I add more value? How can I improve my website? How can I improve and make new products that people will be interested in buying? You see that difference where I'm focused on the process and enjoying it. If I tried to do something else strictly for money, that attitude wouldn't be there. So if you find yourself in a spot where you're trying to do something for an outcome, try to figure out how to get to that outcome through a process you love. And you'll find that you'll get there much easier because you'll enjoy what you're doing, so it won't be hard for you to think about improving and getting better, and you won't be so caught up on an outcome because the present moment's fine. I'm doing what I love to do. And the second mindset is called the hero mindset. Now, for those of you who have already downloaded it, you'll know about my hero character template, but if you haven't, you can get that for completely free in the description box. What that is basically this paper where you go on there and you write down yourself as this ideal version of you, the hero in your own life story. There's also a video on that page that will explain more about it. If you want to check that out, go ahead. But basically, the key to the hero mindset and why this is so important is because human beings live through a narrative structure. We don't look at the world strictly through facts. We look at it through a narrative. The idea of perhaps positive momentum or negative momentum, or when you say like this kind of thing always happens to me, that's a narrative idea. That's not a fact idea. It's a narrative idea. Okay, these things happened to me in the past, therefore this is the story of my life. You see how that narrative works. So a lot of people are living their lives as a bit part. But the thing is, you want to be the hero in the story. And when you do this, when you start to see yourself as the hero, you start to understand you need to act in a certain way. You need to be a certain person, okay? You start to look at stories and think about how can I be like my favorite character in the story, because you understand these stories, whether it be like, I don't know, Batman, these are some of my favorites, Batman, Lord of the Rings, whatever it is, you start to see that those main characters are trying to tell you how to live your life. They're a symbolic representation of how a hero acts. And so you're the hero in your own life, but most people think they're a sideshow. They're a bit part, whereas this big grand thing's going on. And this is where people, they pay attention. Maybe they're really into politics. They're constantly focused on politics. They get sucked into that story rather than focusing on their own story. Or they do it with sports. Men do this all the time with sports. They focus on sports. They think Tom Brady or LeBron James or whoever it is the hero, and they're just watching that happen. You need to take your power back. Realize you're the hero in your own story. It doesn't mean you have to go save the world, but figure out, okay, I'm the hero. What's my mission? As the hero, I got to go conquer a mission. What also happens to a hero? He usually gets the girl. He usually wins in the end, but he also has to overcome obstacles. When you get this mindset into you and see, okay, I'm the hero. This is who I am, and I have to go on my mission. I accomplish. You start to accept the obstacles in your life as part of being a hero, and you start to see yourself as this more empowered figure rather than saying, oh, I'm just 1 out of 7 billion humans. No, I am me. I am the only one who's experiencing life through my perspective, and from that perspective, I am the hero because this is all happening around me. You understand what I'm saying here? Every one of us is seeing the world through our perception, and we're seeing it from the perception of ourselves as the main character. So accept that, be the hero, rather than acting like nothing in your life is really that relevant. Everything else is happening outside of you. The third mindset I call a solution mindset. This is about the difference between focusing on a problem versus focusing on a solution. A lot of times we get so preoccupied with a problem, but you need to understand that focusing on a problem or focusing on your excuses for why you can't get something done never helps. There is nothing you benefit out of doing that. So what you might as well do is focus on a solution. Understand this. Understand that every question has an answer and every problem has a solution. So if there's a problem, maybe it's like, I suck with girls. That's your problem, and you're focused on this problem rather than focusing on the solution. Is, okay, how do I get better? Doesn't help to keep complaining about your situation. If you want something different, go focus on that. So the solution mindset is to say, okay, maybe I suck with girls and I want to get better with girls. So the solution is, all right, what do girls want? You go figure that out. Maybe get your body right, get your money right, get your masculinity on check and stop being a soy boy little bitch. I don't know, whatever it is for you. Maybe you want some courage in your life. You're like, I'm not courageous. Okay, solution is go do things that bring that courage out of you. It's within you, but you got to be willing to challenge your fear. You see the difference here. A successful person, someone who achieves their goals, is focused on a solution because it is inevitable that in your life you're going to run up against obstacles. So if you find the obstacles as great excuses to quit, hey, you're not going to get your goals. It's that simple. Same with a problem mindset. If you're just thinking about problem, why I can't get what I want, don't be surprised when you don't get what you want. You got to focus on solutions. Okay, problem comes up. Hey, no problem. You know what? Seriously, that's how it is. A couple weeks ago, I was launching my Unleashing the Alpha workout program. And what happened was my Stripe account was acting up. I couldn't get the damn thing to work. It was driving me nuts. I had to focus on a solution mindset, okay? Rather than continue to complain and let this ruin my state and be upset because I was having to delay the launch of the program, I just said, okay, and I reached out to the customer support team, just accepted what it was and continued to move on. Find a solution, keep going. It doesn't help to worry about your problems. The fourth mindset is the what do you want mindset. And what I mean by this is a lot of people are very clear on what they don't want to happen or what they don't like about their lives. But you understand that when you know what you don't want or know what you don't like, it implies what you do want or what you would like. You see what I'm saying? So an example, let's say that you're broke. You don't like being broke, so you keep focusing. Most people do this. They focus on their brokenness. They're like, I hate being broke. It sucks being broke. They keep saying it and saying it and saying it, reaffirming it to themselves. I'm broke. I hate this. This sucks. Yeah. If you keep doing that, you're not going to change anything. I mean, just look at your life. Has it worked yet for you to keep complaining? No. So what you want to do is understand that because you're broke, you're like, I hate being broke, whatever. The question is, okay, what do I want? Well, I want X amount of money, or I want to do it this way, and you start to get clear on what it is. So maybe right now you're broke, you're not happy with the job you have, it's barely paying you anything, and you don't like doing it. So another option is, you know what, I want to work for myself, I want to make $10,000 a month, and I want to work this amount of hours, and I want to help people by doing this. And I want to save some money, those kinds of things. So now you get clear on what you want. Now you can start to ask the question, how do I get it? Okay, what's the steps I take? Who is this person who has this situation? Remember the process mindset, being versus having. How do I be the person who makes $10,000 a month or whatever it is? Oh, I suck with girls. That's another one. I hate the girls are never into me. And they guys get all butthurt about girls not liking them. Okay, well, stop focusing on what you don't want. Focus on what you do want. I am case in point of this one. I used to be this way when I was like 18, 19, 20-ish years old. I was convinced, man, girls don't like me, all this stuff. This is bullshit. I was so upset, yada, yada, yada. And I just started saying, you know what? I have the power. Let me go change this situation up. So I got my crap together and I changed my mindset. I started saying, of course girls are into me. I trained myself to see myself as an attractive guy and my results started changing. But you know what really changed also was my attitude. I went from that attitude of trying to have the girl to just be the kind of guy who's attractive. Now it resonates through me. I don't even really care that much. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this is the what do you want mindset versus what you don't want mindset. This is applying it as well to this process mindset. This is so key. This is something I go over very early in my Unleashing the Alpha coaching program because I'll get on a call with a guy. First call, he's telling me all these things that aren't going right in his life. And I'm like, hey, guess what? You have the power to decide to focus on that or to focus on what you do want. So let's work on this. And then what I do is I sit there and I work with them on their specific situations, what they don't want versus what they do want. And then the rest of the program is about getting what you do want. And then what happens is you get this big change. It works like that. It's just total magic. It's all about your focus. Most people are focused on what they don't want. You want to be the guy who's focused on what he does want constantly. You want to do this. Train your mind to let go of the negative what ifs, right? You got all these what ifs. What if the business doesn't work? What if the girl tells me no when I ask for a number? What if I don't get in shape when I buy this diet program or whatever it is? Let those go. Focus on the what if it does work. I'm not saying be delusional and go get scammed by someone and, hey, $20,000, no money down, some like crazy like crap program, where you get robbed. I'm not talking about being delusional here, but most of the stories you're telling yourself make no sense and they're what if stories. Let those go and accept the present negatives. This is also key. You're in a situation now, you can't change what is right now. So accept it, stop complaining about it, focus on that future. Say, okay, what do I want? I don't like where I'm at now. Okay, what do I want instead? Then focus on that and watch it happens. It's really that simple. And the fifth and final mindset goes right along with this. It's called the acceptance mindset. This is about accepting what is. A lot of times guys will do this. It's so natural to do, in fact, is to fight what is. Fight the present moment. The girl dumped me. I hate it. I can't stand it. This is not acceptable. I don't like my situation, how it is, whatever it is. I'm going to fight it. I'm not accepting it. They resist it. They don't allow it to happen within them. You can feel this experience within you when you feel that sense of resistance within yourself. You're fighting something that feels like it's happening. Now understand, when you do this, reality is just going to fight back. You got to understand, you got to let things happen. You got to go with the flow. Okay. This great 2020 has been a great example of that. A lot of people, I'm sure, are resisting the present moment. They're resisting the lockdowns. They're resisting the mask mandates. I know that's my natural preference, is to resist. I had to remind myself to accept, because the more I tried to resist, it seemed like the worse it got. Learn to accept, hey, things are going to happen. I can't control a global pandemic. That's not my job, right? That's God's job. That's the universe's job, whatever you want to call it. It's not my job. Had to accept it. And then when you accept the present moment, you can act clearly in the present moment to make a change. So, for example, when all this pandemic crap started back in March, I was working a job in real estate. I had to put that job on hold. I was working with somebody. I was doing the calls and I was getting a commission working with him. It was a sales job. He said, hey, we're going to have to wrap it up now. I can't do this. So I was like, crap, I have no money coming in, right? So what I did was I just had to accept that situation. First of all, I had to take a look and see what I could have done different to keep myself out of that situation. That's about taking responsibility. But secondly, I just accepted what is, and I said, okay, well, here's the situation. I'm going to double down on my YouTube channel. Because till that point, I hadn't really gone that hard on it. I was putting out videos, but they weren't that great and all this kind of stuff. So I just doubled down. I was like, I'm going to make the channel great. And it started to pick up speed. So I focused on that. I focused on getting clear on where I wanted to go rather than just doing something to pay the bills. You see the difference. So That's the power of acceptance. Understand that reality is going to do what it does, and you just got to go with the flow. Too many people are trying to control things, and this kind of gets glorified in our society when it comes to like self-help and all this stuff. Is you got to fight against it. You got to demand things, make your will, put your will upon the universe. It doesn't work like that. This is not a passive thing. This isn't that you just allow everything to happen and you're not happy, like you just take whatever like crap is handed to you. That's not it. You're accepting what is. You can't change what is. You can't make the whole world bend to your will. It's narcissistic for you to think that you can. This is about accepting what is, and from that acceptance, making a change and deciding where you want to go. That's how you go with the flow. If you're sitting in the moment, you're like, this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable that I'm broke. It's unacceptable that this girl's not interested in me. It's unacceptable about my body. And you don't accept the present moment. Okay, my body's not where I want it to be. What do I want? What do I want? Now I go get it. Okay, the girl dumped me. What do I want? Well, I want a girl that has these kinds of qualities in this relationship, and now you can move towards that. You have to accept what is. And guys, if you're ready to have a big breakthrough in your life, achieve your goals, and become a new man, I recommend that you schedule a call with me while spots are available for the Unleashing the Alpha coaching program. I put together a video explaining everything about it that you can learn more about in the description box below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you got something out of this video, give me a like so I can reach more guys through the algorithm. Hit the bell icon and subscribe button so you don't miss new videos, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.